Good Sunday morning, everybody. I'm back. And this morning I'm going to be whipping up a batch of blueberry muffins. One of the things I wanted to share is I've noticed that a lot of people get confused on measurements. Okay, this type of measuring cup, that is for dry measures. So all three of these are dry measuring cups. Now these types of measuring cups, those are your liquid measuring cups. And those you use to measure the appropriate amount of liquid. These cups, measuring cups, dry and liquid, really are not interchangeable, especially when baking. When you're baking, you want to have your precise measurements. You should always lightly spoon your flour into your cup, and then you go ahead and you take a straight edge, such as this, and you scrape it across the top, giving you a nice, even, correct measure. If you simply take your measuring cup and scoop it down into your bag of flour, you're going to get a very dense cup of flour, which then will create a very dense dessert, muffin, whatever it is you're making. So whenever you're baking, not so much with cooking. Cooking, you can interchange things more readily than with baking. Okay, so for this recipe, you are going to need 1 3/4 cups all-purpose flour. I have a quarter and a half and I have a full cup, a half a cup, and a quarter cup, thus equaling 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Be sure that you're using all-purpose flour. Flour too is not necessarily interchangeable. All-purpose flour has more things in it than just the flour. Also, you're going to need 1/2 cup of sugar. You can use raw sugar, you can use table sugar. They can be substituted in and out 1-to-1. You're also going to need 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay, and now I'm going to drop all of this in, all of my dry ingredients, into a sifter, because I want very light, fluffy muffins. Okay, so I am putting all of my dry ingredients, that is my flour, my sugar, and my baking powder, into my sifter. And my sifter kind of takes 2 hands to use, so I'm just doing it this way. Sifted is sifted, whether you crank a hand or whether you just simply shake it up and down until all of the dry ingredients are out of your sifter and into your bowl. Okay, now into this you are going to want to make a well, which is simply a kind of a hole in the center of your flour. The next step, you're going to want to mix. I'm going to need to melt my butter a little bit more again. I'll be right back. Like I was saying, the first thing you're going to want to do after getting all your dry mixtures into a bowl is to create a well in the center of your flour. Now you're going to want to combine your 3/4 cup of milk with either butter, oil, vegetable oil, lard, some kind of a greasy kind of ingredient. So today I'm using butter. A lot of times I use coconut oil. Okay, and then to this I'm going to add in 1 beaten egg. You will always want to bring your ingredients, your baking ingredients, to room temperature. So my milk has been brought to room temperature, my butter was melted, and my egg is at room temperature and has been beaten. Now I'm going to want to mix all of these ingredients. 1 egg, 3/4 cup of milk, and 1/3 cup of some type of oil, and I am going to pour this down into the well of my dry ingredients. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Okay, now I'm going to mix this mixture together. You really don't need a mixer for this recipe. It's very, very simple to mix these dry ingredients together. Your batter will be lumpy, so do not overmix your muffin batter. You want it to have lumps in it. Okay, now I'm going to set this bowl to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this bowl into the picture. And you're going to want 1 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries. Now, if you are using frozen blueberries, be sure that you keep your blueberries frozen until you are ready to use them. I'm wanting to use up the rest of, these are last year's blueberries, because I'm really starting to get a lot of ice crystals on them. So I'm going to add in just a little bit extra to make up for the ice crystals. And to that, you're going to want to add 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. And these are just used, this flour is just used to coat the berries. So the fact that it is not leveled completely, but what we would do normally is you spoon it into here and then you level it with this. Make sure you have a true straight edge, or it will indeed mess up your measurement. Okay, so I'm just going to want to toss these blueberries really quickly and coat them in the flour mixture. Just like that. Okay, and I'm going to bring my batter back into the picture. I'm going to go ahead and drop these blueberries down into my batter. Now at this point, I'm going to want to gently, you're going to want to gently fold these in. If you work with them too roughly, number one, your batter will all turn bluish purple. So you're going to want to fold these berries slowly in to your batter. And as you can see, even though I'm gently folding these, the batter is indeed starting to turn the color of the blueberries. I hope you all are having a wonderful, blessed Sunday. I am. I'm enjoying the day. It's supposed to be about 80 degrees here today. So I am up early and I am making my muffins. It's Sunday and I would like to have some blueberry muffins along with my coffee today. Just make it a little more special of a day. I love Sundays. They're my favorite day. Okay. Now I've got all of that incorporated. I have gone ahead and I greased just the top of my muffin tin so that should I spill any, it will not stick. But I am using muffin liner cups, and I use my, whoa, no. Okay, whoops, that was almost a little disaster. Anyways, I'm using my paper muffin cups because it's quicker, easier, and cleaner this way. I'm also using my small ice cream scoop because it seems to pretty much scoop out the exact right amount every time if I don't try and second guess it. So we're just going to continue just like this. Like I said, if you have not done so already, please preheat your oven to 400 degrees. And this recipe makes about 1 dozen blueberry muffins. I got a little bit generous in the beginning, so I'm just going to go back now and scoop just a little out of a couple of these that are really full to make my last one. Like I said, if I don't second guess it, it makes them about the perfect size every time. I was getting a little carried away in the beginning and I got them a little too large. Okay, once you get all your muffins into your muffin tin, then you can go ahead and take that muffin tin and drop it down into the oven. I'm really making kind of a little bit of a mess, but you know what? Fun and messes are made in the kitchen. And I always come out with good food. So it doesn't seem to matter whether I make a lot of a mess or a little mess. The food is yummy. Okay, I've got those done to my desire. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop these down into a 400 degree oven. And I will bake them for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, I'll be back in 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, everybody, I'm back. My timer has gone off, and my muffins are ready. Okay, those took about, the actual cooking time for these was 20 to 25 minutes, not 10 to 15 minutes. And these went the full 25 minutes. I probably could have pulled them just a couple minutes earlier, but I do like crispy muffins. Just get these out, try not to get my arm in the way here. I did forget, and tell on myself here, I did forget to put in a pinch of salt. A pinch of salt, they probably, the salt interacts with the baking powder, and they probably would have risen just a little bit more and would be lighter and fluffier than these turned out. But we'll have no problem whatsoever eating these, so not to worry. But the recipe does indeed call for a pinch of salt. Okay, I will be back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I have several blueberry muffin recipes, and I couldn't remember this morning which was my favorite. This is a good blueberry muffin recipe. It comes out really nice. For me, I would prefer if it was just a little bit sweeter, but it does make good blueberry muffins. But now I know without a doubt which one is my favorite. And like I said, I have lots of blueberries that I'm trying, about a half of a 3-pound bag of blueberries that I'm trying to use up before this season's new blueberries come on. Okay. Those blueberry muffins are good. As I said, this is not my favorite blueberry muffin recipe. So tomorrow morning, I will be back with yet another blueberry muffin or a blueberry streusel coffee cake. Anyways, this week, blueberries are on the menu. Thanks so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a nice comment. Have a wonderful, blessed Sunday. See you in the next video. Brightest blessings.